For decades, traveling across Africa as an African citizen has often meant, well, just drowning in bureaucracy.
Oh, absolutely. Steep fees, weeks of waiting in embassies.
Right. But what happens when a nation decides to just hit delete on all that friction entirely? Welcome to today's deep dive.
It's a great topic today.
Yeah, we're looking at a short but honestly incredibly impactful excerpt titled "Ghana Opens Borders for Pan-African Unity." And our mission is figuring out what this bold new immigration policy actually looks like on the ground and, what it means for the continent's future.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, we are looking at a really massive shift here.
Yeah.
So under President John Mahama, Ghana is introducing a free visa regime.
Wow.
And it's important to note this isn't just some reciprocal agreement for a couple of neighboring countries. It applies to all African nationals.
Right, so it's not just a localized thing. It's like taking down the velvet ropes at an exclusive club, but doing it on a continental scale.
Exactly. Suddenly, everyone is on the VIP list.
Which is huge. It really is.
Yeah.
And they're taking those ropes down on a very specific day, actually. They didn't just pick some random Tuesday to launch this policy.
Right, there's a specific rollout date, yeah.
Yeah, the rollout date is May 25th.
Which, if you know your history, carries a ton of weight.
It really does. What's fascinating here is that May 25th is Africa Day.
Ah.
It's a continent-wide celebration that marks the founding of the Organization of African Unity back in 1963.
Which is what we call the African Union today.
Yes, exactly. So Ghana's foreign ministry is deliberately syncing the policy with that date.
To really lean into the symbolic weight of Pan-African unity, right?
You hit the nail on the head. They are taking this 1963 vision of a connected continent and, well, they're applying it directly to modern geopolitics.
It's such a powerful statement. They clearly want to lead the charge in connecting these nations.
That's helpful.
But, governments don't erase borders for purely nostalgic reasons. There is a very practical economic engine driving this, right?
Oh, for sure. They're aiming to drastically boost regional integration, tourism, and trade.
Which actually brings up a logistical question for me. I wanted to ask you about this.
Sure. Let's hear it.
So if the visa is, quote-unquote, free for all African nationals, why does the source mention they're launching a brand new electronic visa platform next month?
Right.
If it's free, why do you need an e-visa at all? Why not just open the doors and let people walk in?
That is a great question. Free in this context doesn't mean unregulated.
Okay, so what does it mean then?
Means they're removing the prohibitive friction.
Mm.
The steep fees, those agonizing embassy waits we talked about.
Right, the velvet ropes.
Exactly. But if we connect this to the bigger picture, governments still have a fundamental obligation to process travel safely and efficiently. You can't just have a free-for-all at customs.
So wait, the e-visa is essentially just a digital crowd control measure.
Yeah, you could call it a digital sorting mechanism.
Oh, interesting.
Because instead of physical border agents manually checking paper records and causing, miles of backups, the system pre-clears traveler data in the background.
I see. So it shifts the friction from the physical border to a digital server.
Precisely. That way, when they get this anticipated boom in trade and tourism, the physical border is basically invisible to the traveler.
But it's still completely functional for the state.
Exactly.
Wow. Watching this unfold is basically a real-time masterclass for anyone listening who's interested in geopolitics.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we are seeing a nation actively dismantle historical barriers to spur actual economic and social growth.
It really is a massive experiment in integration.
Right.
When you lower the barrier to entry, you aren't just moving tourists around.
Right, it's much bigger than that.
Much bigger. Capital flows, ideas flow, and suddenly supply chains become viable across regions that used to be completely cut off from each other.
Which leaves us with a pretty massive question to ponder for you, the learner, as this all rolls out. If Ghana's electronic platform actually works, if it successfully triggers this huge surge in trade without overwhelming the system, will it create a domino effect?
That is the million-dollar question.
Right. Will neighboring countries be forced to drop their own borders just to stay competitive? And could that ultimately lead to a truly borderless African continent?
It's definitely something to keep an eye on.
For sure. Something for you to think about the next time you look at a map.